And good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon, wherever you are in podcast land. Brendan Cunningham, the real estate doctor at EXP. Matt Paul, we're going to talk about all the things that you've been wanting to talk about because we are the realtor guys.
Yeah.
We are those two realtor guys.
Yeah.
They give you the real story. Okay. A couple of things are in the news today. Kathy Hochul.
Yep.
She's kicking the can down the street a little bit, and she's going to sign the law that doesn't make the electrification thing happen.
Yes. So we've talked about so many times on the
Okay.
show that we're all a little bit nervous
It's
about.
eliminating it, but it's postponing it.
Yes.
It should be postponed for the next 1,000 years, but that's
Definitely.
beside the point because nothing good can come from it other than killing people in the winter when their electric fails.
But it's good to know that the government is coming to their senses. To some
Hopefully.
extent. Yes.
I mean, I can't imagine if she doesn't sign, kick it down the street because they'll be storming the Bastille.
Yep.
And they should. I mean, this isn't, you're going to kill
It doesn't
people.
make sense.
Makes no sense.
Exactly.
On a more positive note, are you ready for Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
You are?
Yeah, I'm pretty
I'm
much.
not,
No.
but you know what? Shame on us because we are living in the most Christmas town in America.
Yeah, that's what they say.
That's what they're saying. You check it out on the internet. Buffalo, the city of Buffalo. And you know what? I thought about it and I said, you know what? I've had a lot of really great Christmases here.
Absolutely. Yep.
And you drive around town, there's Christmas lights all over the place. You were talking about the Festival of Lights.
Yeah, there used to be a Festival of Lights in the downtown Niagara Falls, and that's no longer. But
There's a Festival of Lights in Hamburg. They
Yep.
do out there, and this light. I mean, but it's the little Christmas shops that they do over by
Where is that?
the old Nut House.
The Richardson.
The Richardson estate.
Yep.
We some of us call it the Nut House.
That's I know.
There was a mental institution, big famous building by a very famous architect, spectacular building, and they made it into a fancy schmancy hotel.
Yep.
And but now they have all these little Christmas shops. It's like being in Germany, you know.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's so cool.
Yep.
And it takes a whole bunch of acres, so you have all the shops. That's only one of those things.
Yeah, the Hofbrauhaus does
that. There's a German place downtown. There's old German shop. We did that last year.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Yeah. Yeah, but we're pretty much all over Western New York. The houses, I mean, there's that Stony Brook and Lancaster's a development.
Oh, yeah, we were showing that last night.
Every single house and the sidewalks have lights. So, yeah, it's pretty festive.
It's so festive.
So, we're number one in Christmas and number two for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because I think Chicago's number one or something.
Well, they dyed the water. I'm not all about that. I don't like that.
Either way, that's
oddly enough, I live in the Irish district, the in town,
South
Buffalo,
yep.
which is the largest historic district in the United States, by the way. It just became so. And there's a store, the Irish shop. Anyone that wants anything Irish buys it from this shop on Abbott Road. And I mean, people get really nuts with the Irish stuff.
Yeah.
They have a calendar that ticks.
Oh, down to the same.
It'll say 97 days left. It's till St. Patrick's Day.
Yep, down to the second.
Down to the second, right?
Yeah, yep.
And then they do something. March 17th is St. Patrick's Day.
Mm-hmm.
But up here
every year.
But right around February 1st, especially in places like South Buffalo, they sort of call them the high holidays because it's the holiday before, and they just start drinking.
Yeah.
It's a wild.
They prepare for a month.
They prepare for a month and a half.
Yeah.
They have tour buses that take you they go from bar to bar to bar.
Yep.
There's not as many bars as there used to be.
No. Yeah. But so what that says is, Buffalo, Western New York's pretty favorable in holidays. So.
They love holidays,
Yep.
and they think it's a great place to live, which is why Buffalo is still considered to be the hottest market in America.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, another item in the news, I said, "Whoa, this is heat big medicine." Buffalo was one of 4 cities, and I have to remember the other one was Milwaukee, nice town, Cleveland. There was another town in Colorado, and I can't think of the fourth one.
Oh, you said Grand Rapids.
It wasn't Grand Rapids, Michigan.
No, okay.
No, it was in Colorado, something Canyon, but whatever. And they announced that these cities are the best refuge cities for affordable housing. Now, we've always known that housing is really affordable here.
It is absolutely
very, very first strong first-time buyer market because of it. It's a little bit of a struggle for the first-time buyers here, because of the incomes haven't quite kept pace with. It's a problem everywhere. Affordable housing is a problem everywhere.
Yes.
However, this is one of those places that's saying, not only is it not as bad here, this could be a solution to a lot of the other places.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, let's think about that for a second. I'm from New York City, and I lived all over Manhattan, and then before I moved up here, I moved across the river to Brooklyn Heights and in some of the downtown neighborhoods. I was the head of the neighborhood association. It was a really cool thing. But what were the rents then, and what are the rents now?
Yeah.
2-bedroom apartment, which would probably be around somewhere around 800 square feet, maybe 1,000 if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Average rent in the neighborhood that I was in, 5,000.
Now, how about when you were there?
When I raised the apartment rent, after I rented the apartment, I raised it, one apartment, from 265 to 400.
Okay.
And people were spitting at me.
And that's a month.
A month.
400 a month.
And they would say, "Well, you're nuts. Why don't you just make it 600 and be done with it?" I was just trying to keep, and inflation at that time was around 17, 18%. I was just trying to keep track. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But people were appalled when it went to 400 or 450, whatever it was. And now that it's 10 times that, more than 10 times that. And I don't want to say people aren't blinking, because they're renting those apartments.
Yep.
And if you had the same amount of money, what would you do with it here?
5,000 a month. That could get
you live really well here, man.
Absolutely.
When they talk about cost of living, a lot of the retirees, I want to go to Portugal because I can live there for like really dirt cheap.
Yep.
It's true. You can live much, but again, you're gonna have to learn the language. Yep. Portuguese is a bear, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the Romance languages, that's my least favorite.
It's the most difficult.
Well, it's the worst sounding. It's really hard on my ear.
Yeah.
But the Portuguese people are lovely people, and the food is great.
Yep.
But
great culture.
I mean, it's a whole different bag. Here, you can get to go to a place where they speak your language, and it's a Christmas town, and we have a great sports team, and it's the hottest market in America. You can take the same 5,000. What could you buy? Well, I sort of reverse engineered the numbers.
Yep.
If you had at 6%, because the rate is now at 6 as of today.
Yep.
It may go back up, may go down, but just use that number as a for instance. Yep. If you financed 100%, which you wouldn't do, what would $5,000 look like? Well, you could buy maybe a $750,000 house here. Your payment comes out to just under $4,500, but you're financing the whole enchilada.
Yep. And that payment would just include the mortgage, not tax
insurance.
Not tax
insurance. Okay.
Yep.
But you know what? Chances are you'd probably, even with 5% down, that would be 35,000. That would more than cover your taxes and insurance.
Yep.
Okay. And it's about $500 less than you would have been paying for rent.
In an 800 square foot.
In an 800 square foot apartment where, and if you know New York City, it goes block by block. This is a great block. Next one, you're going to get killed.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Yep.
I mean, I've talked about this. I've never, ever, ever even thought about getting the possibility of getting mugged in Buffalo.
Yeah.
There, it's just, you expect to get mugged.
Yeah. I mean,
everyone gets mugged.
Yep. And every area has certain, better spots than others. However,
but I mean, I don't know anyone that's never been mugged. I talked about that here. It's just a common thing there. Yep. It's like getting a fish fry on a Friday night here. It's just kind of expected.
Yeah. Yep.
As my mother said, she thought mugging only counted if they killed you. True.
Yeah.
She'd been mugged 5 times. She didn't count. They just took my packages. Here we go again. It's a different reality. So the 5,000.
That's a New York City mentality.
New York City mentality. I mean, they're tough down there. You got to be tough.
Yeah.
And I looked and I said, well, what could my 750 get me? And I looked on my magic computer here. I looked at 2, what we call, I guess, premier towns.
Yep.
Clarence and Orchard Park.
Yep.
Orchard Park, where the Buffalo Bills play.
And per capita, they had the most $1 million home sales in the last year. So
yes,
you're right, for sure.
There's the post-million. That's the super, super rich, and you got them in every area. And let's not talk about it because it's less than 1% of the market. But at 750, you can get an amazing house.
Yeah, a new build.
Amazing. Yep. You can get a new build. Yep. I looked at 2 houses. The one that I looked at in Clarence was 3,300 square feet, brick, 5 bedrooms. 2.5 baths. Your little 2-bedroom apartment in New York, if it has more than one, I'd be shocked.
Yeah. No.
And if it does have more than one, you're probably paying 7,500
Yep.
because the range actually went from 4,800 to 7,500.
Okay.
So I gave you the low end. It said about five grand a month.
Mm-hmm.
These houses, the one in Clarence, it wasn't even 750.
No,
It was 585.
Yep.
And in a nice, super nice neighborhood. The one in Orchard Park was a new build.
Mm-hmm.
It was right across from. Oh, there was one in Orchard Park that was in a neighborhood called Eagle Heights.
Eagle Heights. Yep. Yep.
It was one of the first really premier neighborhoods, nice, super nice neighborhoods to be developed years and years ago. It reminds me of driving through Greenwich, Connecticut.
Yeah.
It's hilly. It's
mature
nice.
landscapes, trees
everywhere. Yep. It just really
doesn't feel like
Oh, you'd never know. Yeah. I mean, again, you could be anywhere in like you could be in Colorado. You could be in Marin County because of the trees and the curves. But yeah, 585, that one was. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was the one for 585. And
yeah, you did it like 3,500 it came out to?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, so yeah, if you at 5 grand, you wouldn't have to spend 5 grand to get that house.
No, yeah, you'd be saving 1,500 a month.
Yeah, so yeah, the numbers just don't make any sense.
No.
So I guess, who is this podcast being directed at? Say, anyone that's living in New York City, call us and say, listen, we can get you out of Dodge, man.
Yeah, if you're thinking about it.
If you're remotely thinking there's got to be a better way to do it, there is a better way to do it.
Absolutely.
We are 1 hour on the plane.
Yep. Yeah, JetBlue direct.
JetBlue direct flight. Bingo, bango, boomo. You're here. And when you land at the airport here, it's a lovely airport.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Niagara International Airport is the nicest airport you can land in, probably the United States.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean,
it's small. It's compact. You can get around. You can get a pickup.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You don't have to wait in that line.
Oh my God. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things that make this market the hottest market that it is. But at some point, you say, well, if people around us, even outside of our area, say this is a great place for affordable housing, maybe they're right.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe they're right. Now, I didn't get into the multifamilies. We had a guest on, maybe about 6 months ago, Troy.
Yep.
Troy. He's a new guy. And I was making sort of a joke with him because they always say you're doing the Arnold Schwarzenegger School of Real Estate, because Arnold made most of his money buying real estate, by the way. He did movies and all that. Very talented guy, became governor, but he made it most in real estate. And the way he did it was he bought a 4-unit building. He lived in the ground floor and he rented out the rest, and they paid for his mortgage.
Yep.
That's exactly what Troy did. Yep. Guess what he just did?
He
bought another one.
Yep.
And I said, you just keep doing it. He's 24.
Yeah.
He's 24.
Fresh out of college.
And he's got a 4-plex, and I think the other one's a triplex.
There you go.
It's 6-7 units. And what's interesting, he's going through I said, how are you doing on the rents? And he says, well, this one's throwing off 3,600. This one's throwing off 40 grand. And I said, yeah, but what are you paying for rent? He says, well, I don't pay rent.
Yeah.
I said, of course you don't pay rent.
Yeah.
They pay you rent.
Yep. Yeah, as long as the tenants are paying, you're in a good spot,
Buffalo is truly the hottest market in America, especially when it comes to income property.
Yeah.
Because it's affordable here. You can get good rents here. Can you get a positive cash flow? A lot of times you can.
Absolutely.
That ship has sailed just about every place else.
Almost, yeah.
But if you do it right, you can get a positive cash flow in a lot of the acquisitions. And the rents have gone up here too.
Yep.
All things being relative, the 2-bedroom that you'd pay $5 grand for in one of the hoods in New York City, you can get a nice apartment here somewhere between, I'd say, 12, 15, 15.
Probably
16?
15 to
15,
18.
okay.
Yep.
Depending.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And size, location, and all that.
Size and location. But yeah, and there's not a lot of people, I mean, there's a lot of people lining up to rent those apartments.
Yes.
At
So
that
with
price.
the article you were reading, though, that was mentioning that we're one of the 4 areas that we're starting to attract
people from
that.
I'm amazed it's taken this long. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
It's like at some point it's like pain. If you're in pain here, you got to do some relief from pain.
Yeah.
When you travel, you see this all the time. It's like if you go to any of the countries like Italy, Ireland, Germany, these are beautiful countries.
Mm-hmm.
Why would anyone leave there? Because they couldn't either make a living or they couldn't afford to stay. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially Italy, southern Italy. I mean, these people were starving. and get me out of here. I got to be able to feed my family. And so many of them came over one at a time. And I, in my Italian class at the Italian Center here, one guy was telling the story about how his father came here and he left his family behind for 21 years before he could bring them over.
Yep. Yep. So he had to create, whatever his business.
Yeah,
Or,
he had a whole life. Just sending money home.
Yep.
But yeah, so you go where you can afford. But the good news is you come here. It's not like you're in East Cahuenga.
Yep. Yeah, no, but in terms of Manhattan, pay scale, it's definitely more than around here. So if you are not wanting to leave your job, like you said, with an hour flight, or you go there for the week, come back on the weekend.
I came for a while.
Yeah, I know a lot. Several clients that still work.
I did, and you know what? Community's a little harder today because of, you got to be at the airport a little bit longer and stuff like that. You got to get there earlier. I'm TSA, and even with TSA, it's you got to be there earlier. But yeah, so there's really cool things going on in this town, and now people are finally saying, yeah, this is where you want to go. Yeah. If you're getting the squeeze over here, this is where you want to go. Yep. Is it a perfect world? Absolutely not. The government stinks.
Yeah, nothing is
perfect. And yeah, we get snow, but you know what? As I said, we have snow on the ground right now. Not much, and it's what, 35 degrees.
It's high 30s, and I think tomorrow's even supposed
tomorrow's to be in the 40s, so and
feel a little soft.
And there was no snow on the roads coming in, and you drive all over the place here. As long as I'm a little wimpy because I've always had 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive since I came up here.
Yeah,
but a lot of people don't. They just have front-wheel drive, and that's it. And as much as we get snow, we don't get nearly the snow that other places do,
and as much as the South towns do. And like your area in Buffalo gets more than my area in North Buffalo. Yeah. However, we're not the South towns that get
there is ski country. When you go about an hour south of us, you're into ski country, and they love the snow.
Yeah, and it probably is still cold enough to snow down there because it is a little bit higher.
Probably we actually are making snow today. I'll bet you. Yeah. They make snow more than I think they get to keep them. It's the Aspen of the East down there.
To get the base going, and then they usually back off a little because the man-made snow can be a little icy, a little hard.
Yeah.
So you want to keep the powder.
But great place to live. That's why the market's hot. And you know what? Are we expecting prices to go up? Yeah, I'm expecting prices to actually really, really go up, especially the next couple of years in this town.
I read an article that was online. It was a national article. Then they're estimating that housing prices are going to go up 16% in 2026.
Here?
No, nationally.
Okay.
And that's due to lower interest rates and more inventory because we've, nationally, inventory levels have increased. So it's a possibility,
Well, if it goes up 16% here, that's a giant jump.
Oh,
so even if you have one of the less expensive houses at $300,000, let me do some math on that. 16% a year, it's what is that? 3 times 54,000? No.
I don't know what numbers you're
16% interest year
16%
on 300,000.
I need a calculator.
18,000. So I'm making 18,000 a year for sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That pretty much the appreciation covers my mortgage.
Yeah.
Or you could write the rent check.
But again, Buffalo never had the peaks and valleys like the rest of the U.S. did in 2008.
No, the booms and busts. So we don't like that.
Say if it does go up 16% nationally, we were up 8.4 last year. I mean, we're probably more likely to be in the 8 range.
Yeah, but even 8.
Yeah,
8.
We've been dealing with that. So
I'm sorry. So 300,000 week, $24,000 at 8% a year.
Mm-hmm.
So then you compound that year over year, and you go to the next year. So if you're not buying real estate in 26 and you're in Buffalo, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah,
you really missed the boat.
Yep.
We did.
I think we're gonna have some good activity.
We had a sort of Christmas mixer last night, and we were talking to some of the other EXP agents, and Don Zappa made the point. He says, it's tough on the young people. It's always been tough on the young people.
Yeah.
It has always been tough on the young people. I mean, when I bought my first house, people thought I was insane.
Mm-hmm.
18% interest and all this crazy stuff.
And
I still do.
Student loans.
It's always there's always something. There's always a reason to say, well, it's too hard.
Yep.
Well, let's figure it out. Then do something else. If you're in New York City, you do something else. Is come here.
Yeah.
If you're here and you're well, then you may have to give up a few things. You may have to adjust your sites a little bit, and maybe make some adjustments.
Yep.
There's the wish list. and there's the gotta have
Yes.
list.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know,
The needs and the wants.
yeah,
Yep.
and you may have to give up maybe having the in-ground pool that nobody else wants,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So, um,
That
but
would,
yeah, so I'm really, I have a very positive outlook for the year to come in terms of value.
yeah. Yeah.
You
I have
know,
a good
and
feeling as well.
if you own the real estate, you're in good shape. If you don't, not so good.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what it comes down to, and it's your decision.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell you, man.
Yep.
But listen,
Yep.
if you wanna get answers to your questions, if you wanna talk about investing in real estate, if you've never done it before, yeah, give us a call.
Yeah.
Talk to us. That's what we do,
Yep.
and we're here to help you to make a good decision. We're not gonna,
Absolutely. We
and
want you to keep buying.
we're not gonna we want you to keep buying. I want you to keep buying only because you're so much happier when you own.
Yeah.
You know.
I wish everyone success.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
helps. Yeah, we're helping people develop generational wealth,
Absolutely.
and
Yep. And growing our economy.
yeah, I look at my daughter, and her mortgage payment is less than I'm charging my tenant across the street from where she lives,
Wow.
and her house has gone up. She's on it 7 years. It's gone up 3 or 4 times in value. She refinanced it, pulled 50 grand out,
Wow.
and her payment is still lower than the guy across the street.
Wow. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she bought in at the right time.
Well, you know what? When's the right time? Today's the right time.
Yeah.
How about last year? It was a little better.
Yeah.
How about 5 years ago? It was even better.
Yep.
Today or 20 years ago? That's the deal.
Yep.
You know, well, I'm going to wait. See ya.
Planting a tree.
See ya. Don't want to be here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there was time to. Yeah. But yeah, so that's the story. I mean, really.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Well, this is our 1-year anniversary.
Your anniversary. Happy
52
birthday
episodes.
to you.
We made it.
Every week you've had a podcast from us. We're going to continue next year. We have thrills and spills. We have some really interesting guests coming in after the first of the year. This year, I want to do it, but I can't do it right now because
Yeah, it's busy.
because
time
Venus
for
is in
everyone.
retrograde and I got to stuff the tree or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yep.
But so thank you for listening.
Yeah,
thank you for being a part of our audience. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, happy whatever you do.
Yep.
It's all
Holidays.
good. All the holidays are good.
Absolutely.
And spend some time with your family and friends. And you know what? Next year, buy a house so you can spend your family and friends time
Host
in your
it.
in your own
host it
in your own.
following
It's a
year.
great thing.
Yes.
Yeah, one of my buyers, they bought there and they're doing their first Christmas this year, and I'm
That's
delighted.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're having a
very
baby.
exciting.
All the things are falling into place.
Lots of good
So,
memories made.
Good.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Take it away.
Please like, follow, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Click that like button and subscribe. Let us know if there's anything we can address on the show.
I'm Brendan Cunningham, the real estate doctor, and remember, together we are those real estate guys.